Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's Wednesday night. No, it's not Saturday, but it's Wednesday. So we moved from July, August, and part of September. We're going to be on Wednesdays. And if you haven't heard, I'm taking a little breather for July. I got a lot going on, a lot coming up, and we're going to do a little breather. And I have to tell you, I'm always thrilled to pieces to have my friend. She is I'm going to say a colleague as well, because Karen is so smart, you guys, and she really knows her stuff. And if you haven't met her, I'm so excited for you guys to be here. So come on in, say hello. Karen Radin and I've known each other. Are you ready for this, guys? Since 1998. Since 1998. Karen was my first ever client that I sat down in my room at a 3-bedroom, and I shared with 2 other roommates, and I did a reading in my room, and it was so funny. And I met some wonderful people through Karen, and Karen lived in Chicago, obviously, area, and same as me. And then she left. She went Pacific Northwest and got like a cockaload of degrees, you guys, like a cockaload. Like, this one is super, super smart. Functional nutritionist, clinical dietitian. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
And also author. And you see John has already tabs on all the great food that he likes, low carb after dark. And you're doing a really special program, aren't you, right now?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Awesome.
One of my favorite people. I'm doing a membership model in terms of my nutrition, because I've been doing this for 25 years. I've worked with over 15,000 people.
Crazy.
And what I learned is, like, the one-off stuff works, and I still do that, but to really help people dig deep and transform their lives, they really need more time. So I have I do still do one-on-ones and one-offs, but typically I do a 4-month membership where people are meeting with me every other week. I do lots of different testing and and it's concierge. And then I also have an annual membership that people can add on. So it's just been wonderful. People are getting serious results and then maintaining them. And it's very helpful for people who are specifically on GLPs, the weight loss drug, because it's like the wild west. And even though I love those medications and I think they work really well, I think they're being prescribed somewhat irresponsibly.
Sure.
Because people don't have any guidelines with it. So yeah.
You bring up well, first of all, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So hello, Kelly. Thank you for being here. And Gail and Ellen and Delora. Hello. And since the last century. Yes, that's how long we've known each other. Thank you, guys. And please feel free to share and like, and also go to Karen's page. Go to her. She is on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and she's on the TikTok. So we need to build up the TikTok. So go there, build up the YouTube, build up the Instagram. Just go, enjoy, go. So that's the fun part. So I'm on a health kick now because I got to be on a health kick. I've gained weight from being off the Marjano, and then gained at least I'm just going to be completely transparent here. I have gained, you guys, 50 pounds back. 50 pounds back. And for someone at 5'4", I'm just going to say it. I can't believe I'm going to do it. But 5'4", 212 pounds is not healthy. Not healthy. I am short of breath now. We had a little bit of a scare on Friday. I had chest pains and I had shortness of breath. And then my arm was all numb here. And then my last 3 fingers were numb. So going to the doctor today and her saying, okay, we've got to put you on this. We've got to talk about Mediterranean diet. We've got to talk about different things. So we're talking about flourishing and eating. So what would be ways of for everyone here, myself included,
Yeah.
really getting like, I know you've got to get a protein in the morning. I know
Mhm.
that's really important. I know you also have to get a fiber in the morning as well. And then the carb is the last thing, correct? Or
Well, okay, so very good point, and I'm sorry you're dealing with that health situation. As you know, I'm here for you, and everyone
I
else
know
who
you
listens
do.
to me
Yeah.
knows that. Just call me up, text me. I'm here to support. So, anyway, there isn't one size fits all, and I'm not just saying that to be, like, but seriously, there isn't. However, for the majority of people, sorry, my crazy dog. For the majority of people, these are kind of like concepts. So, first of all, when your doctor brought up Mediterranean style diet, most people don't even know what that means. The way I would call that, it's a whole foods based diet. What's a
Okay.
whole foods based diet? You eat what it is. An apple's an apple, broccoli's broccoli, fish is fish, a sweet potato is sweet potato. What isn't a whole foods diet is things that come out of a box.
Right.
They just don't. I mean, even dairy, Mediterranean cuts out dairy a lot, but so eating a whole foods based diet is one of the best things you can do. Now, we do live in a world where convenience is necessary. I mean, look, I work full time. I have kids, I this, I that. So I do convenience things. Like tonight, I came home, I knew I had about 15, 20 minutes. I went into my freezer, I pulled out, I bought organic wild caught salmon from Costco.
Yep, we've got it.
I stuck it in my air fryer. While I was doing that, I took out my arugula that was pre-washed. I threw that in a bowl. I took an organic salad dressing. I didn't have time to make salad dressing. Threw that in there. Put the salmon in there. Sprinkled some goat cheese. That was my dinner. It doesn't. And I literally even said to my son as I was doing this, I'm like, this doesn't take that much time. It's a mindset.
Right.
That's the shift. And then knowing that you want to feel a certain way. But going back to what you were saying, if I was to say a few like main concepts, fiber, healthy fat, and protein. Those are the key things. So yes, people, especially people who are on GLPs, and the Mounjaro, that's a GLP. So people are losing weight really fast, but they're losing muscle,
right,
many of them. So you got to get your protein. And if you have kidney disease, you have to be very careful about how much protein. But 1 gram of protein per pound ideal body weight. So Elias, if you're 5'4" and your ideal body weight, let's just say is 150.
Which it is.
Okay. So it's about 150 grams of protein. You don't need to eat 210. Okay. That would be too much. Now, if you want to go a little bit above the 150 for you, I might even have you do 160, 170. But then we want to keep the carbs as low as possible to still also feel like you're, enjoying. Okay. So, but whole foods based carbs. So berries, apples, things that are low glycemic, or the whole food starches. That's where people get in trouble because they want pasta and other things. Again, box. Go to the produce section. Get a sweet potato. Do taro. Do yams. Do other squash, butternut squash.
Love butternut squash.
Yeah, so that is that's kind of what you want to focus on. And then healthy fat is super important. Nuts, seeds, avocado, those are really going to be your best options. And then the carbs, again, going with the least amount.
And that's important, guys. We all love to eat, and we all know this. And here's the thing, and someone just said, Gail just said chocolate. Listen, Gail, I know this from knowing Karen. The Hershey's bar is not the thing. The Hershey's bar is not what it was, first of all. And second of all, I don't think it was ever what it was. But if you want that chocolate, you've got to get the dark cocoa.
Yes.
Right.
Well, here's something else. So this is one of my big things.
She says.
I'm on this.
I'm on this diet. Is chocolate on the diet as well?
So a couple of things. So first of all, what I would say is, yes, dark chocolate is the best. Now, look at the day as a 24-hour period.
Okay.
It's really important. I do talks in corporations about this. 24-hour period. One of the things you want to check in with, be a detective. So check in to see when the chocolate cravings are coming. And maybe you'll say it's all day. Maybe you'll say, but for most people, cravings started around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they don't end before they go, or they just start after dinner. So a lot of times they're not fueling themselves with enough protein, fiber, and total calories to keep their blood sugar managed so that they're not craving. I'm not just saying this. I used to crave I don't crave anything anymore. And it's because I eat enough during the day and I'm always focusing on my protein, my fiber, my healthy fat, and my vegetables. So let's go back to the chocolate thing. I would say, who was it, Gail?
Gail. Mm-hmm.
Gail. So Gail, just kind of check in with yourself and see, when do you crave the chocolate? Or if you just want some chocolate, you keep it to a moderate amount, have a little bit and be done. But if you start eating it and then you want a lot of it, then you have to go back and say to yourself, okay, did I not get enough calories during the day? Did I not get enough protein during the day? You have to kind of be a detective. And that's what I help people do, but you can do it on your own as well. So I don't know if that's the right answer or not the right answer, but a little bit of anything is okay. Yes, sugar after dinner. Okay, so sugar after dinner, are you getting enough protein during the day?
Right.
I mean, that's the first thing to ask yourself. And again, like 1 gram of protein per pound ideal body weight. So let's say someone, 5'5", they should get 120 grams of protein. It's not that hard. This part of your hand is 3 ounces. That's 20 grams. Your full hand is 6 ounces or 40 grams. Then you throw animal protein, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. Now they do have a lot of processed high protein drinks and bars, and some of them are fine. I mean, you want to be careful with all the chemicals,
right.
But you could have a clean protein bar and a clean protein drink. Each one 20 grams of protein. So you got 40 right there, and 2 servings of this of protein. You've got your protein for the day.
So is it true that it's protein? If you're having sugar and cravings, it's protein. If you're having salt cravings, dehydration, or it's like you're not getting enough something. It's what I heard.
Okay. Salt cravings tend to be adrenals.
Okay.
Stress response. When someone craves salt a lot, it's usually, or it could be an electrolyte imbalance.
Okay. Interesting.
And we go back to what you're saying with the protein is one of the things that's going to help prevent sugar cravings. But let's say all I ate all day was 100 grams of protein. That's only 400 calories. I'll still be starving at 6 p.m. You have to make sure you're getting enough and not too much.
Okay.
That's the tricky part. And that's what I help micromanage for people, is how to really dissect their day and come up with what they eat when they eat it. It's kind of like the balance. It's timing and pairings. I talk about that all the time. What you eat together and when the timing of eating is, because grazing is bad news.
So how do you feel, Karen, about and I know it works for some, it works for my cousin's husband. He's been doing it for years. He does the intermediate fasting.
Yeah.
Like he eats 11 to 7 or 11
to
6.
Shortening the windows.
Yeah.
So again, it's per person. If someone has adrenal issues, which is the stress response, cortisol, or women postmenopausally do not do well with intermittent fasting in general. That's what the research shows.
Sure.
Because it taxes your adrenals. But I have people who will eat almost like gorge up until 7 o'clock. So that 7 o'clock hits, they stop eating until 11 o'clock the next day. No. So I think there is science that every time we don't eat, we have your body, when it's in a fasting state, is healthier because it does something called autophagy, which is scavenging for cancer cells. But you have to start slowly with it. And then it's what you eat within that window.
And here's the thing, guys, that you may not know about Karen. Karen she honors all the woo-woo. She does do intuitive eating as well. So it's really important. But someone like Karen, because I would need someone like Karen because I've heard all the information, but I don't have all the tools to put it all together. Right. And that's what Karen does is so important. And really, truly, because so Diana has a question. What if you're very overweight? Should you still use that math for protein per day?
Yeah, so it's a good point, Diana. Yeah, I mean, that's why even like for Elias, I'm not calling you out, Elias.
No, call me out. It's all good.
I think 150 grams of protein probably not enough for you.
Sure.
So like I said, I would probably do that 160, 170. But then you want to make, and you don't want to have too many carbs. So then you got to make up the balance in fat, but it has to be healthy fat.
Right.
So one of the things I do is, I had an eating disorder growing up. Okay. So I struggled with food. And so I know the emotional side of eating. I used to overeat and then undereat and all that stuff. So I totally get the emotional stuff, and I healed myself in it through energy work. I'm a Reiki master now, and by learning the science. So when I work with people, I really help them to get the science piece down. And then from there, what's left over? Are you still craving? What's going on energetically? I'll send people to Elias, their therapists, like what's going on with the energetic piece, but you have to get the science down. So I put together macro-based plans. What does that mean? For the umbrella of total calories, the percentage of carbs to fat to protein in a very practical way. So it's not like you have to be micromanaging every little thing. I do it for you and you just follow. And then with time, you do learn more on your own, but you just start. You just got to start. So going back to your question, Diana, I don't know how much you weigh, but most women, it's hard to get more than 170 grams of protein. It really is. So if you were to eat 1,800 calories, maybe it's 160 grams of protein, and then I can't say exactly, but you don't want to do all protein. And hydration, Elias brought up water. I mean, drinking enough water is really important. A lot of times we think we're hungry when we're really thirsty. So that's where, I usually, and we tend to eat and drink what's in front of us. Now today, since I'm sitting here, I don't have the biggest glass, but I would never drink anything less than 20 ounces at a time. I would never have a cup in front of me that's less than 20 ounces because we drink what's in front of us.
Right. True.
Also eating on smaller plates. If you eat on a smaller plate, you think you're eating.
So just so everybody knows, so I can tell you, I've been down this journey. I've been the least I've weighed. I was a 28-inch waist at one time. And I was 140 pounds. That was, I was 150. When you met me, I was 150. Okay. And I had a 29, 30-inch waist. So barking on the truth. Exactly. But here's the thing. After my parents died, the weight came on. Yeah. So that was a good 30 pounds. So now I got up to 180, back to 150, got back up to 180, down to 160, got back up to hi, Harry. Got back up to, let me close the door.
Yeah.
Got up to, we ended our relationship, got up to 190, got down to 160, got remarried again, 160, got divorced, went up to 195, so it's always been this yo-yo. So guys, I have been on, I forgot what the pink drink diet was. I forgot what that was. It's called, I forgot. Anyway, I've been on Arbonne. I've been on the South Beach diet. I've been on Weight Watchers 4 times. I've been on, I talked to a chiropractor who did kind of nutritional-ish stuff. And I was like the elimination, like I couldn't have hardly anything that was high glucose, and I couldn't have this and that, and I followed it to a T, and I looked good for the wedding. The first wedding looked really good, but now it's like, okay, I've got to get serious. So it's not just a diet, it's a lifestyle.
And the other thing is, I do a lot of, again, going back to like science drives a lot. So guys, I don't know what your labs are, but a lot of people have elevated insulin levels, even if their blood sugar isn't that high. But if your glucose is high and your insulin is high, your body is telling you eat sugar. The body takes over, the body keeps score. Our emotions are held in our body, but the science of that is held in our body. So someone could have the most willpower in the world, and if their hemoglobin A1C is above 6.0, their body is telling them eat sugar. So what we have to do is create, and it sounds like, Elias, you've been on a lot of diets, and that like sucks. Like that's not. So I mean, clearly we got to watch total calories, but within that, eating the foods that it takes 3 weeks to change taste buds. And that's why I do this membership now with people, because if it was just one visit and done, or one visit, see you in 3 months, or whatever, nothing happens. You have to commit to the lifestyle change and then do it, and know that you need the right support, and that it doesn't, if it was all about food, I would have stopped doing this a long time ago. Transforming people's lives by the way they fuel themselves physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
I just did my newsletter, just went out, and I talked about, I was really vulnerable. I talked about being in the AR and how I looked at everybody and saw that, boy, as an empath, I could really pull that energy in. And how do I look at everybody and still do what I teach, observe but don't absorb?
Right.
And all these pieces of, okay, I've got that spiritual piece, I'm still always working on it. I've got the emotional piece, still always working on it. The psychological piece, still working on it. It's that physical piece that doesn't, I have to have the house that has all these things has to be in alignment, and it's not. So that
interesting thing, and I'm saying this in front of everyone, but I'm just wondering, if someone said this to my ex's mother one day, okay, who she's a spiritual person, whatever, or she's passed away, heavier though. And they said, you have so much energy, you need a bigger house to store it in. Just something to think about.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we can talk about it more later, but that's just
okay. Dolores says my weight gain started when I was put on birth control.
Okay, so this goes back to science. You got to check estrogen levels, testosterone, progesterone, women in hormones. Oh my God, don't even get me started the way that's being treated. But weight has a lot to do with hormones. So that's something you may want. Not that you shouldn't be on birth control, but you you could talk to your doctor about that. And there are some birth controls that don't have as much of an estrogen effect, but that's a very real thing.
Yeah, and everyone, I want you to know that, we're talking about this stuff because it does affect your energy as well. It affects all parts of your life. Yeah. It truly does. And Karen, what was the thing that you just asked me about, what my insulin was?
Yeah. Well, if your hemoglobin A1C is high, it doesn't matter what your insulin is. But some people have, which I don't know what yours is, but hemoglobin A1C could be somewhat normal, but someone's insulin, if it's above 10, well, that's the other thing. Reference ranges are not optimal health. So for example, someone doesn't have diabetes till they're above 6.3 of hemoglobin A1C, which is a marker of your blood sugar for 3 months. But if you're at 5.8, 5.7, you're starting to store calories as fat. But even vitamin D levels, it's not just weight that I do a lot of things, but vitamin D can be 30. And if they have cancer, well, guess what? Their vitamin D should be like 70. So reference ranges are not optimal.
That's so interesting. I mean, so everyone here, what is an issue that you feel that is hasn't been addressed and you want some information on? Think about, because here's the thing when people are like, oh, well, because I talked to a naturopathic doctor, and she's like, well, be aware of, I'm going to say it wrong. It's not FOMO. It's
SIBO.
What is it?
SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth.
Well, that's one. Okay. But the other one is where it's the stuff that makes you bloated. It's a food mop.
Well, you eat the low FODMAPs if you have SIBO.
Okay, got it.
But that's a Band-Aid. FODMAPs is a Band-Aid. No one should have to eat low FODMAPs long term. If you have to go, it's always dig deeper. If you have to be on low FODMAPs, which is a way of eating that has no fermented carbohydrates, why? Well, you got to do testing. You got to do a digestive stool analysis and a breath test because it's likely a bacterial overgrowth. So someone who tells you go on low FODMAPs is not looking at the root.
Do you think also it is do you think like do we all would you guess that we all have some sort of parasites?
No, 100% no.
Oh good.
We can test for it.
Right.
No.
Pandora. Hello, Pandora.
You talk a little about nutritional deficiencies can be a contributing factor for anxiety. That's a whole nother talk that I'll come back for. But
Okay.
yes, and I'll just start with this one thing. Protein breaks down into amino acids that break down into neurotransmitters. So if you don't get enough protein, you're not going to be fueling your neurotransmitters. Okay. The other thing is that if you're starving, and this is a big one for the GLPs, you're not eating a lot, right? You're not hungry, but that doesn't mean you still don't, your body needs fuel. So the blood sugar dips, you don't feel good. And then guess what? That sets up epinephrine and norepinephrine, cortisol. Then you're in a state of total anxiety. So there's a lot that and there also is a test that you can do. It's neurotransmitter testing that I offer. And I can work people all throughout the country. I can send kits wherever.
And this is all via Zoom, right, Karen?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I have 2 offices in Chicago, but I work with people all over the country.
Yeah, and Pandora's in Chicago, by the way. Okay, Delora, NAFL.
Yep, non-alcohol fatty liver. So it's, I don't know your story, or your history, but a lot of times that does come back. Fatty liver. I'm not, if you're overweight, there's a lot of things that can be done. The diet needs to be pretty clean. Certain supplements are really important. And then making sure, it's really diet, supplements, exercise. Sometimes it's gut bacteria, but it's usually not.
Any other questions you guys have for Karen? Because what we're going to start to do, everyone, is we are going to start making our lives around 30-ish minutes, unless we're really heated and really like, oh my God. And, we ask our guests, obviously, if they have the time for that. But in July, I want you all to know that I will be doing pop-up lives. So what does that mean? That means that on a Wednesday, I might just pop up and go, hey, hi, here's a guest. And there, there's a lot coming up. For those of you that don't know, go sign up for the email list. Sign up for my email list. You get a free mind trap pattern quiz, and sign up for the list, and you will find out everything that's happening every month. So see, it's this shortness of breath. It's really weird. So the piece that I want to tell you is that lots coming up. We've got a retreat in Iowa, in Mechanicsville, Iowa. It's a very different kind of retreat. Normally we work on stuff, but this one is mediumship Friday night. Saturday, a mini workshop about stop the pattern, about people pleasing, fixers, control freaks, and perfectionists. Then Saturday night, I will be doing some channeling, and it's channeling in the Guardians of the Angelic Realm. And then Sunday will be private sessions. So come join me for and you can stay the whole weekend and get food and lodging and these events, or come up for a Friday. It's only a 3-hour drive, you guys, from Chicago if you're Chicago-ish. So come. It's if you fly in, it's 40 minutes from Cedar Rapids. So it's in Mechanicsville, Iowa. If you know people in the area, tell them to go to the website. I also have tour dates for coming up for Boston, Florida, and Washington, D.C. and Phoenix. So I will let you know about that. That's going to be the Stop the Pattern tour. What else is coming up? I've got an Oracle deck that is at the publisher. So I'll let you know. And I just finished the companion journal to the Oracle deck, which actually gives you prompts on how to do the readings for yourself each day. It's not my interpretation. It's yours, because the power lies within you. Karen, what do you got coming up?
Very busy with all of my programs, very busy. And I'm getting into more corporate wellness and speaking on health is a new wealth and really optimizing. But I'm actually going to become a certified diabetes educator. I'm going to be a personal trainer. I'm going to do some other things too. But really my focus is these memberships, working one-on-one with people, doing more of the functional testing. Just I stay with what I know, and I'm pretty darn good at it. And because I love working with people and I love personalizing things for people.
Which is important. And guys, hi Hind, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And if you haven't gotten the book, get the book.
It needs to be revised. I'm going to tell you it needs to be revised, but I don't know if I'm going to tell you.
But it's so good. John definitely like circled that big time. And he also has one of his other favorites where are so good. The nutter butter cookies. So good. Yeah. These are just delicious and great recipes. Karen, you're always welcome to on here anytime. Stay, Karen, for a moment. Guys, stay for the outro because it's kind of fun and there might be something in there that you might want to look at. So thanks for being here. I will let you know when I'll be on live. I'll be on the Tiki Talk Tuesday through Friday, 3:00 Pacific, 6:00
Eastern.
6:00 Eastern. And then obviously Wednesdays, 6:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9:00 Eastern. Thank you for being here. Remember, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From our hearts to yours, be well. Real talk gets real answers. We'll see you soon. Stay for the outro.